Hey, thanks for checking out the video because I'm going to be talking about why I think Final Fantasy VII Remake has one of the best platinum trophies that you can get on the PlayStation platform. All right, let's hop right into it.
Have fun.
So for me, what makes a really good platinum trophy? I'm looking for a platinum trophy that is going to encourage me to explore every single thing that the game has to offer. I want to do all of the optional side quests, try all of the mini games, but most importantly, I want the opportunity to experience all the intricate details and all of the systems and the mechanics that the game has to offer. So a really good example of a platinum trophy that I really enjoyed getting was the Resident Evil 4 remake, because you have to do the merchant side quests where you get to fight unique bosses and collect really good in-game rewards that help you with the main campaign. But my favorite part of that platinum trophy was having to do the speed run and beating the game on the hardest difficulty. I really liked doing that stuff because it encouraged me to play the game differently. Because in order to finish the game under a certain amount of time, in order to beat the game on the hardest difficulty, I couldn't collect every single health item. I couldn't fight every single enemy. So the game was showing me that there's different ways to approach Resident Evil 4 Remake. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think that Platinum Trophy has all the things that I'm looking for, because I had to do all of the mini games, I had to do all the optional side quests, and yes, I had to beat the game on the hardest difficulty. There's even some parts of the game where you have options and choices to make that actually have an impact on what will happen in the game. So certain choices that you make will lead to different characters that you might interact with and open up different dialogue branches. Now, these decisions aren't as severe like The Witcher 3, but they do make a difference. And the point I'm trying to get to is that the Platinum Trophy provides you with the opportunity to go back and play those certain parts to make different choices so that you get to see the other characters, you get to experience all the other dialogue options, and you get to see the consequences and the outcomes of the choices that you make at those decision-making points in the game. Now, Final Fantasy VII Remake has a lot of mini-games. Most of them are quite fun, and one of them is quite challenging, which is the pull-up mini-game, and that was one of the hardest trophies to get. If you do it successfully, it really only takes about 3 to 5 minutes to get that trophy to actually complete the pull-up challenge. But because it was so hard for most people, including myself, it actually took me about 2, maybe even 3 hours.
You're better than I thought, huh? Poetry in motion. Should have thought it'd be this close. I believe in you.
And yes, I hated it, but at the same time, I kind of liked it because it was such a rewarding experience when I finally beat Jules in the pull-up challenge. When I finally got that trophy, it was such a gratifying experience to finally overcome a challenge that I thought I wouldn't be able to get through. Now, my favorite part of the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy VII Remake has to be beating the game on the hardest difficulty and beating all the secret bosses on the hardest difficulty. Now, it was such a rewarding experience because Final Fantasy VII Remake on the normal difficulty, it's not a walk through the park, but technically, in my opinion, you don't actually need to fully understand all of the combat systems to actually finish the game. You can get through the game, you can get to the end of the credits if you just spend the time grinding like you would in any other RPG, where if you leveled up your characters and your weapons, you can beat the game even if you don't fully understand everything about the mechanics when it comes to combat. Now, for actually beating the game on the hardest difficulty, especially those secret bosses, I know from experience that yes, you'll have to learn everything and really understand how combat works, because I went into that playthrough with all of my characters, all of my weapons, all of my materia. They were all maxed out, and I still got destroyed by certain bosses. So it showed me that the typical RPG format of I'm just going to grind, and then I'll walk in with maxed out levels and just motor through everything. It's not the case for the hardest difficulty in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I had to look up strategies, talk to different friends, and really learn and really understand just how the combat works. I needed to know how the party system works. Which members am I bringing to certain boss battles? Which characters am I going to the healing or doing the staggering? I really needed to figure out who I wanted to use and how to use them for different bosses and at different stages of those boss battles. Because of this learning experience, I realized that I could actually get good at this game. And yes, it was really hard, especially the Pride and Joy boss battle marathon. It took me so many hours, and I can't tell you how many times I told myself that I can't do this, I'm not good enough. But I kept persevering, I kept trying again, and I kept practicing, and I kept trying new things. And I can tell you, when I finally defeated Pride and Joy, it was such a gratifying and rewarding experience like no other Platinum Trophy has provided me with, because I was able to overcome a challenge that I didn't know if I could actually do it. I personally think that Final Fantasy VII Remake is the gold standard, where you get to experience everything that the game has to offer. All the side quests, the mini games, but most importantly, you get to appreciate every single thing that the game has to offer when it comes to the deep combat mechanics. And yes, some of it was punishing, stressful, and challenging, but because of those aspects of the road towards the Platinum, it was a memorable experience and such a rewarding one when I finally did get that Platinum. I hope that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has a very similar Platinum Trophy so that I can get that rush of dopamine, that sense of euphoria, and just a really memorable and rewarding experience, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button, share with a friend, give the Carpool Gaming YouTube channel a follow, and let us know in the comments what's your favorite Platinum Trophy. And if you really liked today's video, don't forget to check out Carpool Gaming's podcasts, including the PlayStation Drive, where we will definitely talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which comes out at the end of February. Thanks again, and until next time.